Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to segment 3 of Smacktalk. I'm Shawn Adams.
I'm Tony Gaglione.
As we just saw in segment 2, we did a soccer special. We're currently watching the England-Scotland Under-21 International Friendly. England's up 1-0 in the 22nd, just the beginning of the 22nd minute. No surprise there.
Yeah.
Like I said, Scotland has a good senior team, not a great team, a good team, but their under-21s aren't that great.
Yeah, it's lacking a little bit.
And same thing with England, though. All their under-21 players
already
play. Yeah, they're good in England. There's a lot of pressure
with
there.
With Scotland, though, their senior team is mostly made of like seasoned veterans.
Yeah, seasoned
33, 34-year-old players. So.
Yeah, and segment 3, the last segment, every time we like to do a top 5 because today's soccer special. We're going to do top 5 surprise teams in all the leagues across the world. My number 5 is a surprise team, not because they'll make noise, but of people. They need to know this. Newcastle is my number 5 team. Newcastle 2 years ago was up in the top.
Yeah,
they surprised everybody. They're playing defense. They had the best defensive record. And then last year they were fighting for their lives. I think Newcastle's going to be back at the bottom of the table again.
Are you saying surprise like they're not going to do well?
Yeah, because people are like, oh, when they're healthy, they're good, da-da-da. But you know what? I don't think that they're that great of a team. They don't play team ball anymore. When they have Papa Cisse and Demba Ba, Johan Gorkov was...
they still have Johan.
Or Kavia, not Gorkov.
Yeah, they still have him.
Yeah, but they played together because they had that sense. Now they're like individuals. They all want to go on other teams. Kavia has been linked to other teams.
Sure.
They're trying to get Gomez. Cisse didn't want to wear their jersey because of the betting thing. I think Pardew's lost that team. I think they're going to be in the bottom.
I think that they're going to be just fine. I think they're going to be a mid-table team just because Tim Krul is a great goalie.
Great goalie, yeah.
And he's young and it's only going to get better.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens there. My number 5 is AS Monaco from the French league. They were relegated and they just got back up to the first league this year. They signed Ramdal Falco, a couple other large name players. We have an ongoing bet here.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to win the league. Shawn thinks they're going to contend for the league.
Yeah.
We have a bet on that one. I think they're going to do pretty well though.
Yeah, they're a good team. Monaco.
When you come up from a second-tier division into the first league and you make noise, that's a surprise.
Okay, for you it's a surprise, but I know about Monaco. Whatever. What's your number 4 team, Tony?
Well, I was going to take a drink. Saint Etienne.
Yeah, Saint-Etienne. Another French team.
Used to have Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang.
Who's now with Dortmund, yeah.
But it seems like the French team, especially PSG, they're losing out on players that they could be signing.
Yeah.
Big name players that they have tons of money. They could sign who they want to sign, but they're just not going there right now. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who I love, is getting older.
Yeah.
So I think they're on the decline, and a lot of other teams in the French league are on the decline, and it leaves the door open.
Yeah. Saint-Etienne was actually fighting for a Champions League spot. They ended up dropping off to like 6th or 7th. My number 4 team is only a surprise because people don't like it. I think Borussia Dortmund. Not only do they win the league...
I don't see how it's a surprise.
This is why I said it was a surprise.
Okay.
Not only are they going to win the league, and I'm calling this, they're going to be back in the Champions League final. I'm going to say, I'm calling right now. Klopp, their coach, is a great coach. They still have quality players. They have Matt Hummels. They've got a great defense.
Subotic.
Yeah, Subotic. They're great. They still have... they lost... What was it? Götze. They lost Götze, but they still have Marcus Roos. They got Patrick Aubameyang from Saint-Etienne.
Yeah.
They still have Robert Lewandowski, although we don't know for how long he's going to be playing this year. I'm saying it's a surprise. Not only did they beat Bayern Munich for the title in Bundesliga, they're back in the Champions League final. That's why they're my surprise.
See, the thing with them is they seem to have great players, and then they sell them.
No.
They had Shinji Kagawa, who they sold to Man U. They sold Götze. I feel like once these players get good enough, they want more money, and they're going to go to Munich, they're going to go to a Man U, they're going to go to Real Madrid, and they don't want to be there.
That's fine. They don't want to be there. They can continue to win. Dortmund's a great team. My number 3 team, Spanish La Liga team, Real Sociedad. Okay. They were in a position to make the Champions League qualification. They also didn't, but they have Carlos Vela, who's a former Arsenal striker, plays for the Mexican national team.
No, he does not.
No, he's technically he's supposed to, but he said he's not going to play.
They talked about his mama.
Yeah, they talked about his mama. Yeah, he's not going to play, but he's a great player. They have a great striker. They play team ball. Now, their defense could always be tightened up. That's the reason why they didn't make the Champions League. But I think this year, all their signings that they had from last year, they didn't really make any noise in the transfer market. Mm-hmm. But that team gets another year to gel together. Kind of how I see what Aston Villa did with the coach they got from Norwich.
Okay.
How he got rid of the old guys, kept the young guys, and that's kind of
they're super young. And they can grow together.
Yeah, that's why I think
the chemistry is going to be there.
Because Atletico Madrid lost Falco. I'm going to say that third spot goes to Real Sociedad. That's my pick.
All right. My number 3 is West Ham, just because I think with the signing of Stuart Downing, we said that he didn't come up to be what we thought he was going to be. However, he went to Liverpool from Aston Villa.
You're not going to get time there, yeah.
Well, he did get his time. But it's like going to the Yankees at a young age.
Yeah.
It makes you nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's gone to a team that they don't expect much. I mean, they expect a lot out of him, but the team in general, they don't expect to win the league. They want to finish mid-table, make a few bucks, win a Capital One Cup game here and there.
Yeah.
Stuart Downing, the pressure's off his shoulders now. So when the pressure's off people's shoulders in sports, you see the change of scenery really helps them.
It's kind of like Adam Johnson in Sunderland. He went from Man City to Sunderland, and then he had a better season.
He was sinking 40-yard shots.
Yeah, because he's less pressure. I agree with that.
Definitely. So I think West Ham is gonna make some noise. They were already a mid-table team. They're going to be in the top 10.
Okay. That would be a surprise to me to see in the top 10. My number 2 team, Swansea City.
Yeah.
Wales, baby. Not only do I want to see what they do with the Europa League, but they finished 8th last year, and they got Wilfred Boney. They got a bona fide striker. They got rid of Danny Graham last year to Sunderland. They got Michu. They've got Wayne Rutledge. They got Nathan Dyer, who just signed an extension. I know Tony hates that guy, but Nathan Dyer's got quick. They got Pablo Angel Rangel. They got Ashley Williams is going to stay. He's been captain. I think Swansea is going to be a permanent fixture in the Premier League, kind of like Wolves were for a few years.
I don't mind them. I know you're a homer with them. I don't mind them. They're not a bad team. I just think that if they would have kept Scott Sinclair, they would have been in a lot better position to do what you say.
Yeah, but they had to sell him. He didn't want to play. Nathan Dyer and Wayne Rutledge were young at the time coming up, so Sinclair's 26, Rutledge and Dyer 24. So and I think Dyer's
they're going to be around. I don't know how high they're going to finish, but they're going to be around. My number 2 is West Brom.
West Bromwich Albion.
They signed Nicholas Anelka. Yep. They already have Shane Long.
Yeah.
I believe they still have Odemwingie.
Yeah, Peter Odemwingie.
Mulubu Ngangu.
Yeah.
Guys that you probably can't even pronounce the name when you look at them.
Good players.
They're quality players.
Yeah.
And they're quality all around, except for maybe a goalkeeper.
Yeah, well, but they also still have James McCarthy. So who is a quality player? He's a veteran guy. He's like the Steve Parker or Scott Parker of Tottenham. He's older, but he holds down the central defensive mid. Yeah, West Brom. West Brom's a good team, and with Shane Long there. He's only going to get better. He's an Irish national. He's only going to get better.
Yeah, definitely.
What's your number 1 team?
Roma. AS General.
The General.
Michael
Homer.
Bradley. I am a homer. He's an American player, and they love him in Italy.
Yeah.
You don't see many American players go anywhere in Europe and get loved by a soccer nation.
Yeah, especially a Roma who has a deep history in Italy.
All Italian players.
Yeah.
They have Francesco Totti, who's still there.
Daniel De Rossi.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got a lot of good players. Not only that, they just signed Gervinho.
Yao
Kawasi from Arsenal, who is another player that I go with. He's young, the pressure of playing in London. And, there was times as an Arsenal fan, he was great. He was like a magician. And then the next moment, he's crossing the ball to nobody or falling over himself.
And I think
the
they're
pressure
going to use him more on the wing rather than using him as striker. Arsenal tried to use him as striker, and I don't know what happened. There was a lot of times that he got right in front of the net, he had an open goal, and he just
Well, it's like when he first got on there, when we had Robin Van Persie, the first 3 games of the season, him and Robin Van Persie, they looked like they were born together. Yeah. And then last year, he started out, he was leading the team in goals through the first 6 games, and then he went through his... And then another thing, too, with him is because he's an African, he goes to the African Nations Cup, and then he regains his form.
Yeah.
But then when he comes back to London, he comes back to London, and after 3 or 4 games, he's lost it. And I think, playing for Roma, it was a great Italian team, having the playing time, I think, Roma, that's a good surprise pick. I didn't even think of Roma.
You know what? I don't think Roma would win the league, but I think they're going to come pretty darn close, and I think they're going to be in Champions League.
Okay. My surprise team, number 1, is Everton. The reason why I say this is because not only did Moyes set them up with a great structure, they still have Leighton Baines, Mario and
For how long?
For how long? We don't know. The transfer window's still open. But Roberto Martinez kept Wigan out of relegation year after year after year. Mm-hmm. And he's a great coach. He knows, and he signed a bunch of his old Wigan players. So he's got guys that are familiar with the system. Wigan loves to push you. They're like Real Madrid, they don't counterattack, but they just love to. You know what? Hey, how quick can you get back? We're back to defend quick, and I think he's going to install that system with guys like Leighton Baines, Martin Fellaini. They've got Jelovic up front. They got Kevin Morales. They've got quick guys.
Still got Tim Howard.
Tim Howard at goal. And I think that Roberto Martinez is going to take a team that was already good, and he's going to coach them real well. And show them that, look, you were taught to play this way. We're going to play this way, but look how easy it is if the conditioning and things like that. And
sure.
I think Everton, is fighting Man United for that 4 spot.
Oh, you're killing me.
If they don't make 4, they definitely got the Europa League, in my opinion. They're definitely getting Everton.
Okay.
I think Tottenham's going. I hate Tottenham. I think they're going all the way down.
I think Liverpool is going all the way down too.
Yeah.
Especially if they lose Suarez. If they lose Suarez, it's over for them.
Oh.
For at least 3 or 4 years.
Oh, yeah. What I'm going to say is, outside of the top 4, if Everton doesn't make top 4, they're number 5. I'm going to say Swansea City at 6. And then I'm going to say somebody like, I'm trying to think of another team that, I would say Tottenham and Liverpool are like 9 and 10.
Wow, I don't think Tottenham drops that much.
I think they do.
Tottenham's still pretty good. The Hugo Lloris, you can't put them to 9 or 10 with a guy like Hugo Lloris in goal.
Did you see him last year?
Yeah, I did. I watched him.
That's why Brad Friedel kept getting the starts, because he's good.
Hugo Lloris is one of the best goalkeepers.
They don't have a striker, though. They don't have... Defoe is
Emmanuel Adebayor is pretty good.
He's old.
He's old. James Defoe is fast.
Yeah, fast.
They can put it together.
They have, in my opinion, all they are is a midfield, especially with Gareth Bale.
Yeah.
If they lose Gareth Bale, because the transfer window's still open, if they lose Gareth Bale, they don't have a midfield. They got Holtby and Scott Parker. They don't.
You were pretty high on Holtby not too long ago.
Holtby's a good player, but I don't think he fits Villas-Boas' system.
He wants to run.
He wants to run.
That's why they have guys like Arnold Lennon.
Yeah.
So they're going to be solid.
10 spot. Hopefully somebody who's watching our show in England and they're a gooner and I'll
tell you right now that if you're that confident, we need to make another bet because that's ridiculous. That's a bold statement.
Bold statements is where I'm at.
Just because you're a hater of
hate
Tottenham because they play in London.
They have a chicken on top of a ball for their logo.
Mean they're a bad team. That doesn't mean they're a bad team.
That's like making your New Orleans Zephyrs or Pelicans in the NBA. It's like the.
And watch them win the whole darn thing.
The
Pelicans are the NBA champions.
Thanks for tuning in to segment 3 of Smacktalk, our top 5 guys. Tune in every week. Check out LasVegas.informermg.com.
I got it right this time.
I got it right this time. Check us out. They post episodes. Make sure you guys tune in, like, subscribe to our channel.
Definitely.
Have a good time. Thanks. I'm Shawn Adams.
I'm Tony Gaglione.
Thanks. This is Smacktalk.